fall here today on this very gloomy spring morning. Kind of cold, yeah. Oh, good night. You need a cold. So, painting in plein air with pastel is definitely a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it would be. But I love it. I just love, I think it's just because I love pastel. And I love being outside. So it's like a perfect marriage, in my opinion, to be able to work outside with pastels. So I just want to, just for a quick overview here, I'm wearing layers and layers and layers of clothes, so I'm not cold. But if I weren't, I would be frozen solid. So it's really important as a plein air artist to wear layers that you can put on and take off. You're welcome to use that if you want to. Go for it, it's fine. So just a little bit of background on me. I've been doing plein air and pastel for about 17 years. And the first time I went outside with my pastels, this was about 17 years ago with Albert Handel, if anybody's familiar with who he is. He was doing a workshop here in Rochester. And oh my goodness, it was like I found my home because I had never done that before. I've drawn, I've sketched, stuff like that. But to be able to be outside and to paint was the best thing I've ever done. So I haven't stopped. So, I have some notes, but I want to show you some of my equipment that I have here because people are very interested in this. Years ago, I knew that I had to find a way to transport my pastels back and forth when I was outside, but still have them accessible. And I had looked at the Heilman box, which is I feel it's a very expensive box, okay? And I didn't have the money for that. So how was I going to figure it out? What could I do? So I decided I would create my own box, and I did. What I was looking for is something that's similar to the Heilman box so that it opens like a clamshell with covers on each side, and then you take the covers off to expose the pastels. So I created my own using an old Crayola crayon kids painting kit. So I took all the kids stuff in there and gave it to my kids, and I lined the bottom of the box on both sides with foam, and then I had to create the lids to go on top, which I did using a piece of foam core with foam on it. I held it in place with Velcro. Velcro is like oh my gosh, Velcro, wonderful stuff. I love it. And this box, I used this box for probably close to 15 years, really. And it held up very well. The hinges broke on it, I taped them together. The latches broke, I taped those together. I had bungee corded it together. But it was definitely on its last legs, although I continued to use it. But then, as fate had it, I was in a car accident, and it destroyed my box. It was in the trunk of the car along with all my other stuff, and just totally crushed it. Which, it could have been me, so I'm glad. It wasn't me, everything was fine. So I decided it was time for a new box. Well, again, I looked at the Heilman boxes, and again, they were more expensive than before. So I was not about to go out and buy one. So I decided again I would make my own. So I scoured every store I could to see what would be suitable. And what I found is this box. I bought this at Walmart for like 30 bucks. And when I opened it up, it had like a little shelf inside that would pop up. And I didn't want that, so I tore it out. But really what I wanted was the fact that this was a clamshell style, again, that I could fit with the things that I needed. So, let me open it up so you can see it. Velcro, again, Velcro is my friend.
And it was sold as what kind of box?
It was like a kid's art supply box. It wasn't anything fancy. I think it was made by Dale Araki, maybe? I don't remember at this point. So, to cover the pastels, I took a piece of masonite and lined it with memory foam. And I glued it onto the foam core. Or not foam core, this is masonite. Masonite, yes. So they're nice and snug in here. They don't go anywhere. The only problem I have is these little straps kind of pop up. If I get them situated on the table, they won't go anywhere. So The only problem with this is, I think at the time, I was kind of paranoid from the fact that I had been in this car accident. It's like, I'm never gonna have one of my pastel boxes destroyed ever again. So I lined it with more masonite and liquid nails. This thing weighs almost 10 pounds. It's very heavy. But it holds a lot of pastels, and I'm gonna just hold it so you guys can see it. It holds a ton of pastels, which ones are heavy. The box itself is very, very heavy. And after a while, it's like, oh God, this is so heavy. I love it for the fact that it will hold so many pastels, but it's heavy, and it does kind of slow me down a little bit. Because, you know, as much as I like to think I don't need all those colors, oh yeah, I need every single one of them, you know. But just recently, I decided it was time to downsize a little bit. So I was in Target, and I found this cute little pencil box. Oh, isn't this cute? I love it. So this thing cost maybe $13. But again, it's the same concept, but much smaller. So let me open this to show you. So this is like the box that ate this box. See, this is just held together with rubber bands. And this is, again, memory foam. This is a piece of math board. But look at it, isn't it awesome? It's just a baby version of the one I have. And I mean, honestly, it cost me virtually nothing to make this. Maybe $20. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, so pretty. Wow. The cool thing about it is, this is a kid's lunchbox. Okay? But it's also my pastel box, the littlest one I have. So, if I close this up, just quickly to show you, it slides right inside of here. And it still has room for my lunch. I mean, really, what else do I need, really? So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. Well, it could be a gluttonous lunchbox. It depends on your mood and your taste in lunchboxes. But it's made by Arctic Zone, I think. I probably bought it at Walmart because I spent a lot of time at Walmart. But if I open this up to show you, can you guys hear me? Because I know my back is facing you. And got the mask and stuff. So right here, again, rubber bands. Holding together. It's so hard to recognize people. I have some pieces of QR paper cut with some sheets of glassine sandwiched together a couple of pieces of matte board just to protect those. But they fit right in here. Now I had to pirate and steal things from this box, so it's not fully packed up. But some baby wipes, a little dish for my pastels, a couple of pencils, everything I need is right here. And then I can just put everything in here. Oops, what's up with that pencil? And I can zip it up. Yeah. Well, if I pull right zipper, zip it up. And I still have room for my lunch. I swear, this is so cool. There I am. Wow. So this is the back of the car, and I am good. You know, I can just sit on a bench or, you know, nothing fancy. No easel, obviously. But I would be all set to go. Holding my hand.
So you obviously trained yourself on.
Well, yes, to some degree, yes. But even so, it's still my middle size box. I used to have a little tiny box like that, and there's only one layer. Although I have done some nice work with it, I find that I just want more. It's not that I needed it, I just want more. So there we go. So as far as doing pastels in plein air, you have to be able to transport your pastels in a way that is efficient and will protect your sticks. Because there is nothing sadder, in my opinion, than to lose your pastels. I would drop them on the ground, have them smashed, which I've done. I had gone out, actually I was with you, and we were painting at this gorgeous garden in Medina. It's a daylily garden. And I had this box and a brand new easel And I dumped the whole box, right upside down, everything's gone. And I was very upset. I used a few words that I usually try not to use, but under the circumstances, you all would have done it too. So I scooped them all up and just threw them in the box because I just had it. And then I had to reorganize them and stuff. But I kind of like reorganizing them, so it's not really a problem. I like to put them in order. And which brings me to this also. I have these arranged by chroma, color, and by value. Value, so important. I tell my students this all the time. In fact, we do a whole lesson on value. And why is it important? In my case, the reason it's important is because I like to throw in random color, which is not necessarily the color that you see. And I can pick it out by value alone. So if I see a dark shadow on a tree, I can grab, all the dark values are up here. So I can pick any random color I want. And likewise, if I wanted the sky color, I don't have to stick with these beautiful blues, although I could. I might throw in some pinks and some purples. Any color I want to, and they're all right up here. I don't have to spend a lot of time looking for these. Again, this is a pastel artist issue. This is not something Kevin is ever going to do. The other thing that I think is very helpful is to carry a little dish to put the pastels in as I use them. Because inevitably, I'm going to go back to them. And quite honestly, if I took out this blue, I'm going to have to use it again at some point, so it's right there. I don't have to go looking for it. And also, I don't have to look for where I just took it out of here to get it back in the right spot. I can do that at home. When I'm out painting, I am very focused. I hate to say this because I love to talk to people about this stuff too, but I just truly want to stay focused in on what I'm doing because the light changes quickly. As a pastel artist and a plein air artist, about 2 hours max before the light has changed enough that you're going to have to change things. And I try not to do that. So I shoot to do a painting within about 2 hours. Sometimes less, sometimes more. But I usually, I'm usually pretty good about that. So anyway, these are some of the boxes that I use and the way I carry them. I want to show you a little bit about my bag here. This is just a kid's backpack. When you have kids, you have all this random stuff left over. And in this case, I had a backpack that nobody was using. It became mine. So, and the way I pack my bag is I put the dirty things in the back of the bag. The part of the bag where it's going to be up against my back when I carry it. This just helps me to organize my own stuff so that I'm not looking thinking, oh gosh, where did I put my lunch? No, it's not there. I don't want to waste time with that. I want to know where stuff is. And then as I move closer and closer toward the front of my bag, it becomes cleaner. So the next one is my sunscreen, which we will not be using today, but it's here just in case. My baby wipes. Because as a pastel artist, we're not using brushes, we're using our fingers. Unless you want to use gloves, which of course people do. Not me, but a way to clean up. My water, and I have tape, I have bungee cords. I always have bungee cords. I don't use them very often. This is called hot hands in case it's really cold. And there's also a thing called toasty toes, which you can use for inside your shoes. Again, if it's that cold, I'm probably staying home. Bottle of water. So again, progressively getting cleaner and cleaner. And then here is my lunch and my tissues. And then here up at the very front, I have some of the things that I use just about every time I go out to paint. This is called gloves in a bottle. It used to be marketed as barrier cream to protect your skin. And I don't know that it is. Honestly, no, but Ron says no.
Chemically it's not, but it does make it a lot easier to clean up.
It definitely does. I have another jar of something else here, and I don't know where I got it. It's called Art Guard. Again, same concept. Only Art Guard feels very waxy. There you go. Thank you. that may actually be more of a barrier. It definitely makes it a lot easier to clean up, because, you know, my hands will always have pastel in them, I think probably to the back. Because it just gets right into my cracks in my hands and stuff. This is rubbing alcohol, a cheap little kid's brush, and a little teeny tiny first aid kit. Because, you know, when you're working, you don't want to have a headache when you're working. Just a little bottle that I stuff some medication in. Hand sanitizer in case I have to use the bathroom in the woods, or where there is no soap and water. Chapstick, because you definitely don't want your lips getting chapped, or excuse me, sunburned, because that's very painful. And bug spray. And that's about all I carry with me, except for the easel. So, let me talk, before I go on, is there any questions? Okay, because I'm talking fast and I don't want to miss anything, but I want to tell you everything. Yeah, hi, how are you? So, these are the two easels that I use when I use an easel. Sometimes I'll just sit, you know, and do it like this. I'm not picky. You know, I'll just hold on to my thing. Sometimes I have a little table I'll bring with me, and I'll set my box on it, and I'll just, you know, go and do it that way. It's very, you know, I like to keep it simple, really. But the big wooden one over there, that I have had for about 17 years, and it has held up like crazy. It's a tough old thing, but I found that it had gotten dinged up and damaged enough, and frankly just worn out over time, that I couldn't trust it. I had done a demonstration for, I think it was the Pittsburgh Art Group a few years ago, and the one leg kept collapsing. I was like, oh my God, what is time for that to happen? Totally out of the blue. So anyway, one of the members of Greater Rochester Plein Air Painters gave it a complete overhaul and fixed it up for me, so now it's back in business. So I'm very thrilled about that. The nice thing about it is that it's very stable. It is not going anywhere. The bad thing about it is it's very heavy. And I don't carry my pastels in it. Unlike the oil paint, some oil painters will put their paint in there. I carry my pastels separately because they're very fragile and I want to keep them, you know, safe. But even so, even then, closed up, it's heavy. It's very heavy. Does anybody have these like this? Okay. And the nice thing about it is I can slide the tray out like this and put my big box on top of it. And even though that box weighs 10 pounds, this is definitely going to support it.
That leg looks like it's really best though.
Which one?
The bottom leg, back leg.
Oh, yeah. That one?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's pretty sturdy. So as far as for pastels, it's awesome. It does work very, very well. I can raise and lower the legs so that I can sit if I want to, or I can stand. It's up to me, you know, depending on my mood. But, you know, it's very adaptable. So, you know, and it certainly owes me nothing. In fact, when it gave out, I was ready to throw it away. I was so frustrated, so angry, because, you know, I was doing a demo, for goodness sake, and it just went. But anyway, now it's taking business. Guys used to think it'll last me another 15, 20 years, so I'm going to try it to see. In the meantime, during last summer, during COVID, it's like, I need something else. What am I going to do? And I know a lot of artists have gone to more of the tripod type of a easel setup. And I thought, well, maybe it's time for me to upgrade too, you know? So I went in online and I got this, it's a camera tripod. It's made by Delica. And it's an easel. I can't say that it's super awesome or anything like that. It's just a tripod. I also have a thing down here called an easel butler, which I stick on this tripod to hold my pastel box. However, it's not, I don't feel that it's really strong enough to hold my big 10-pound box. And this is actually the easel I was using when it took a dive in that beautiful garden. So, and I don't know if it was just because I had not used it before, so maybe user error, or if it's just not really strong enough to hold a 10-pound box. I mean, as I'm leaning out like this, it feels pretty sturdy, but I didn't want to take that chance. So, anyway, you know, we feel your pain, you know?
So, yeah. So, so when she says don't put the big one on there, don't.
Don't.
Because it will be, you will miss them.
Yeah, the nice thing about this tripod, it's got little pointy things in the bottoms of its feet. So if I were really super concerned, I would stick those right into the ground. Kevin doesn't have one, but I've seen some painters with umbrellas, and it's not for rain. You don't use the umbrella for rain. It's to cast shadow onto the surface of your paper that you're using and onto your palette. Because it's very difficult to paint when the light is changing right on your board, you know, because I mean even just like if you're in like an area where it's not strong sun or strong shade, those little leaves across the surface here are gonna drive you nuts. I mean, because it's like, is it light, is it dark? I don't know. And then this too, it changes the colors that you're seeing here. So try to find a spot with either full sun, full shade, and even full sun is hard. You know, I always wear a visor to protect and shield my eyes, but I try to stay in at least partial shade, you know, so that it's not like super, super dark or super, super bright, because it's hard to work on something like that. I had done a painting just this spring, and I was sitting in full sun. It was a glorious day, you know, I mean, it was early in the year, beautiful sunshine, it was awesome. And I came in and the painting was so dark. It was and I mean, I didn't know that, but I was in full sun. I saw all those colors in full sun, but in the house, oh no, they just gone. So, I mean, I still like it, but it's a very, very dark paint.
How do you decide on the background color paper, since you're talking about color and light?
Yes. I generally use this white paper because I can tint it any color I want to. There are all sorts of papers though that have that come in different colors. As a landscape artist, I might choose a color that's more of like a brick red, because it's the complement to the greens that we see out there. But I don't have to if I've got the white paper. I can use the white paper anywhere. I can just tint it the color I want. So for me, that's worked out best. But again, there's lots of different papers, lots of different colors, and whatever makes you happy. Any other questions?